Today's incident will wake up your soul. Please watch the incident till the end. My name is Lubna, and today I will tell you a painful true incident that happened in my in-laws' house, after listening to which you will be forced to think. We all were standing outside the hospital. None of us was allowed to go inside. Strange sounds were coming from inside. The sound should have come from a woman, but why were all these women screaming when we had come here at midnight and we knew that there was only one patient here? After a while, a nurse came out from inside, and we were shocked to see her condition. She was short of breath and she was walking strangely. My father-in-law immediately came forward and asked what was the matter. Then she told us something that shocked us all, but her second statement was also more strange than the previous one. She said that Lubna had been called inside. Lubna was my name. Why was I called inside when there were so many people present here? Everyone started looking at me with strange eyes, and I also started getting scared to go inside because such sounds were coming from there. My father-in-law signaled me to go. If they have called you, there must be some matter. I went inside, and after that, whatever scene I saw, I was shocked. I wanted to run away from there, but those people caught me. My name is Lubna, and I was married in a very big house. My husband had 6 brothers, out of which I was the 4th, and at this time I was the youngest daughter-in-law in this house, but there was already a lot of pressure on me because none of the 3 elder daughters-in-law had children, and my father-in-law was so crazy for children, and he used to say that I just want to leave this world after seeing the children of one of my children. His health was very good because he was a rich man and he had brought all the daughters from good families, that is, the daughters of people whom he had made his daughter-in-law. I also came from a good family. When I was told that there was such a strange atmosphere, my mother said that our daughter was absolutely fine. She would give birth to a child within a year, and all of you would be surprised. I was not concerned whether I become the star of the eyes or not. But yes, I knew that if there was a slight delay, then a lot of things would be said about me and what would be my status in a house where there are already 3 sisters-in-law. My mother said that when you will have children, then you will automatically get your status. But the same thing happened to me too. I was not having children. I was surprised that I got 4 brothers married, and none of them was having children. What was happening? Some people used to say that this family has been bewitched because our mother-in-law was not a good woman. Now she was not even in this world. I said, what bad did these people do to their mother-in-law? And her mother-in-law cursed that your lineage will stop. What kind of curse was this that crossed only one generation? But now the effect was being felt on the other generation. Someone whispered in my father-in-law's ear that you have brought girls from rich families. Nowadays, rich people do not give birth to their daughters. They feed such food to their daughters because of which they do not have children. If you bring a daughter from a poor family, all your dreams will be fulfilled. If a person is very troubled and has a desire building up in his heart, he listens to anyone. He told the man to find a girl for him. He told a house where there was a girl whose looks were not that bad, but these people were so poor that we should not even keep people like them as servants in our house. That girl had a brother, and she was an elder sister. So they were saying that they will do the marriage, but they will need some money every month. Oh my God, what kind of people were these? This is like selling your daughter or sister for a salary. Anyway, that girl came to the house. She looked very innocent. I was not friends with my other sisters-in-law. They had a group among themselves, in which I had not found Shamu yet, and I did not want to do that either, because she was very dramatic and I was not a bad person. This girl who came to this house was my sister-in-law because her husband was younger than my husband. Her name was Sarah. She was a girl from a poor family, but she was not as clean as we had thought. My father-in-law got them married with great pomp and show, and instead of 30,000 rupees, he promised to give them 50 rupees per month, and that too for their whole life. He said that even if I leave this world, this trend will continue. My father-in-law had so much money that he could say such things. They say that a person does only what he can do. That is why he also did the same thing. But this girl was very weak. We were accused of not being in good health and not eating properly. So this girl was not very strong and healthy. Her bones were also protruding, and giving birth to a child is the work of a healthy woman, not a weak woman. Yes, weak women also give birth to children, but then their children are also weak. We were all together on this. Yes, the matter of not having children was one side. I asked my husband, why don't we go and get a checkup done? He said that no one in our family has ever gone for a checkup like this. My 3 brothers also did not go. I said that they should have gone, and we should also go because our second year of marriage is about to start. My husband said that if someone gets to know about it, it will be very bad. I said that no one would know about it. A slip will be made with my name. Your name will not appear in it. You just come with me. But he was not agreeing to this. He agreed a little bit, but then he would suddenly take a turn and say that we would not go. One day we were sitting like this when Sarah said that she was unwell. Her husband did not talk much about women's matters. She said that Pabi will take you to the doctor. I took her to the doctor, and even while sitting with the doctor, I could not think that such a thing would happen, because the one who could not do 4 women, how could she do this? But when the doctor told me that it was a case of pregnancy, my sister-in-law was going to become a mother, the ground slipped from under my feet. I did not have any bad thoughts in my heart, but I was surprised because it was just the 2nd month of her marriage. When I told this news after coming home, the first thing my father-in-law did was put a lot of money in my hand and said that the one who gives good news has the right to be rewarded. Son, you have also made me happy. And he started going to the house in praise of that daughter-in-law. He started following Sarah around. He gave her the best room in the house, and the very next day 2 maids were kept for her, one who would only do her work, and the other one who would only massage her hands and feet. Now in her room, there were fruits from outside, medicines, food, meat, yakni pav. I don't know what else. What all started coming, and we all started looking at each other's faces. She was being served as if she was a princess. My father-in-law said that this was the first drop of water that had fallen on this barren land. This is not a small good news. My father-in-law gave me a lot of charity. He got new clothes made for all of us. There were feasts and parties at home. Quran was read. The babies were born. Prayers were offered for the health of the baby and the mother. I don't know what was happening. One night I was sitting with my husband and was thinking that he gave such good news in just 2 months, and we are about to complete 2 years. The 2nd year is about to complete, and there is no such good news in our house. Don't you think that all this is very strange? Then he said that it was not strange. It is just a matter of fate. The final decision is of fate because there is some malice in your heart. I said that there was no malice in my heart, but the other Barbies were very angry and were doing strange things. So my father-in-law used to keep them all in their place and used to treat everyone with respect, but he was a man who thought in all ways. That is why he had issued an order that whatever food item goes in Sarah's room, her Nukra Nian will eat it first, and she will cook her food herself, and will not eat it from someone's hand. He had thought all this at some point. You people must have also understood it, because in a house where there is so much property, and producing an heir is a big mark, such things also have to be thought about. Sarah's husband was a very simple man. He did not speak in any matter. He did not even know what was happening in the house. He used to go in the morning and come back in the evening. My other sisters-in-law had hatred and envy for Sarah in their hearts, but I had only jealousy for her in my heart. I was happy, and was also thinking that Allah has blessed her. It is her luck. She was also friends with me, and she used to share her heart's feelings with me. Sometimes when I used to sit and talk with her, I used to feel as if she was very smart, where she was getting so much care, and there were so many good doctors. She was also taken for examination by the doctor, and the first examination was done. But when her pregnancy progressed a little, she insisted on something strange. She said, "I don't want to go to any doctor. There is a midwife at whose place all my mother's children were born. I want to get treatment from her only." The matter reached her father-in-law. He also explained that the midwife doesn't know so much these days, and this child is very important for us. But she was adamant and started crying. He said, "Hey, someone tell her not to cry, otherwise it will have a bad effect on the child. Tell her that okay, whatever she says will happen." She must have thought that this month she should get her checkup done by him. The rest of the things had to be taken care of in the hospital, so they agreed to her request. Not only her food was being taken care of, but her needs were also being taken care of. Every day, some gift or something would come for her, which would make her happy. Her family was also rewarded. Their house was changed. Air conditioning, fridge, solar system, everything was installed in their house so that they could live in peace, and Sarah could be happy seeing their happiness, and Sarah could get peace. She was sitting in a small house, being the only sister of 7 brothers. She was doing everyone's work, and now here she was, living like a queen. What else was this if not fate? But fate had something else in store for her, because even after 9 months had passed, there were no chances of her giving birth. When the midwife was asked, she said that she did not remember her due date. It has not been 9 months yet. I was with her, and the doctor had told me what the matter was. I knew that the time was up, but some people's time was up too. Her time was getting up too much. She was still roaming around comfortably and did not go to the doctor. Whenever we talked about going to the doctor, she would start crying and insisting. One day she got very angry. Everyone said that the child's life could be in danger. Why don't you want to go to the doctor? Your time is getting up too much. She cried so much that she fainted while crying. My father-in-law made all the family members stand in a line and said, "Why are you after her? When the child is fine, what do you people care about? You all are enemies of this child because he is the heir of the family, and the first heir is going to get a lot. That's why you people are feeling angry, whereas most of us did not have such a thing in our hearts." He started scolding everyone and said that whatever my daughter-in-law says will happen. Now she is not my daughter-in-law, but my daughter. Now this love of his, which is increasing for Sarah, has become a headache for all of us. He could not see anything except Sarah. He kept doing whatever he said. He even said that my father should be given a car so that he could do some business. My father-in-law did not say anything and bought a car for his father. I told my husband that all this was too much. She is spending so much money on her parents and your father is not saying anything. My husband said, "Do you think I can stop my father? I cannot. He has gone mad after Waris. By the way, tell me one thing. What kind of a girl is Sarah? You keep getting up with her, right?" The atmosphere of our house was such that my brother-in-law and sister-in-law used to stay within their limits. I'd not seen my husband talking freely with any of my sisters-in-law, and I also had the same attitude with everyone. I said that the girl seems fine, but sometimes she seems very clever. She has to do things for her family. A lot. She worries, she only talks about her family. Now she was saying that the person who has made her father suffer in the house is small. One thing is that his mind works only for his family. My husband listened to me carefully and became silent. I said, "What is going on in your heart?" He said nothing. "Just pray that whatever is happening should end soon because now I'm fed up. Now I just want my father to get his heir and his drama should end." 2 of Sarah's brothers had come to our office. They had gone for 15 Hajj each. They were also given iPhones, and on top of that, father's dramas ended. No one would say anything to Sarah. "Take care of Sarah, do this, do that. I have gone mad." I told my husband that when this is your condition, then think how I must be feeling. My husband said, "I know, but we will have to tolerate all this." And I was thinking that this is my condition too. If so, then what would be the fate of my sister-in-law, who had only hatred in her heart? And on top of that, all her time was passing. I don't know how many months had passed for her. Now all of us were telling her that this child is very important for this house. Take care of him. Give up your stubbornness. So much so that one day my father-in-law said, "Son, you are being stubborn without any reason. You have to go to the doctor today itself." Then she started misbehaving with her father-in-law as well. She said, "I am giving birth to you a child. Now why are you interfering till date?" No one in this house had spoken like this in front of my father-in-law, but still something must have come in his heart for which I am doing all this. He replied to me, "It was my duty to heat milk for my father-in-law at night and give it to him in his room when I went." My father-in-law was sitting and crying, but on seeing me he hid his tears. I said, "What's the matter, father?" Then he said, "Son, I wish you were the one to give me this happiness instead of Sarah." I was surprised to hear this. I said, "Why are you saying this?" Then he said, "Because you are the only one who is composed and sensible and a good person out of all my daughters-in-law. You have seen those 3, right? Just get them to behave, get them to threaten you. And this poor girl Sarah is also from a small family who has been harassed so much by poverty. What else would they think? But you are a girl from a respectable family and also educated. You are sensible, well-behaved and have good manners, and I wanted my heir should also have all these qualities. But the child of such an ill-mannered girl will also be ill-mannered like this." I said that it is a matter of fate, isn't it, Abu? What can we do? He said. "Yes, but you are very friendly with Sarah. That is why you should explain to her. Improve your attitude a bit and take her to the doctor." I did not explain to her. But the very next day her health deteriorated so much that she had to be taken to the doctor. I went to the doctors and told them that it has been 15 months of her pregnancy. The doctors were surprised. She said, "What are you saying? How can this happen?" Everyone said that this is the case. Then the doctor said, "Then you have done a very big thing. I made a mistake, and now I don't know what will happen. I don't expect that I will share some good news with you people." We all got worried and everyone came to the hospital. No one was allowed to go inside. We all were sitting outside. My father-in-law was the most worried. He told everyone to pray and no one should stop speaking. Pray for Sarah, the daughter, and her upcoming child. He never said that I wanted a son or I didn't want a daughter. He used to say that whatever child is there should come to this world safely. This was good for him. He used to say heir, but he used to say that of course it is a daughter. It is not a problem for me. I've seen so many treasures and now I will be happy even with a little bit of outside. But today, none of us was going to be happy because only a little time had passed and strange sounds started coming from inside. By the way, strange sounds were bound to come because it was early morning. It was 4 in the morning and there was no one there, and the delivery case was also of Sarah only. It was the same, but similar sounds were coming, as if there was some fight going on inside. Her family members were also called. They had also come. There was happiness on their faces. Today, I was surprised to see them. They were all wearing new clothes, new shoes, and expensive watches. These were all the gifts that Sarah had got for them from my father-in-law. Some things were given to Sarah, but she had given them to them. After a while, a nurse came out and we asked if everything was all right. She said that we will tell you later. This thing of hers also troubled us. If everything was all right, she would have said that everything was fine. Why did she say that we will tell you later? She also seemed a bit nervous, as if she was also not able to understand what was happening. Then a nurse came out again. Her condition was also a bit strange. She started saying that Lubna had been called inside. That means everyone was surprised that why she was called inside. We asked. When I asked who had called me, she said, "Your daughter-in-law Sarah is saying that send Lubna Babi inside." My father-in-law put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Go, son. If I have called you, then there must be some matter. Go inside." When I went inside, I was shocked to see the scene in front of me. As soon as I looked at the scene, my eyes filled with tears on seeing that child, and I covered my face with a dupatta and started thinking what had happened to us. Sarah's condition was also very bad. It seemed as if she was taking her last breaths. She said, "I have to talk to you about something very important." I had lied to everyone. It had not been 15 months. I had told them 7 months ago that I was going to become a mother, so that everyone would sympathize with me and my father-in-law would give me lots of gifts and money, etc. Because that is why I was sent there. I was told that I should go there and not become a part of that place, but I should end the poverty of my house. I did all that, but maybe I've been punished for lying. Let's see how my child is doing, and my condition is also not getting better. The doctor told me that his condition is not good at all. That's why she was saying that I wanted to talk to you for the last time, but now you have to go out of here. When I heard all this, I was shocked, but I did not tell anything after coming out about the child's condition. They were not getting the courage to do so. After a while, they sent the child out. They said that a laborer child has been born to you. Not only a laborer, but from his face, it seemed as if his legs, as well as features, were crooked, and there was hair on his face and body, like on the body of a monkey. Everyone was feeling scared after seeing that child. When the child came in the lap of my father-in-law, he was also shocked and fell into prostration. He said, "My lord, what crime did I commit? I have never done bad to anyone. Then how did this happen to me?" But who would explain to him that he was not getting the punishment for his crime? This was the punishment for someone else's lie and fraud. And the doctor was saying that perhaps we will not be able to save your daughter-in-law's life. Now even my brother-in-law got upset, but then Allah acted and Sarah's life was saved. When she came home, she told everyone the truth, and everyone was shocked. My father-in-law started saying that it was better to be orphaned than to have an heir. His life became so difficult. He was taken to many doctors. Everyone said that this child would never be able to stand on his feet. His bones are crooked. His condition is very bad. He will always need someone's support. This grief sat so deep in my father-in-law's heart that he fell on the bed. These days, he used to remain very ill. When Allah did his bidding and I got home, I was going to become a mother. This news gave some courage and happiness to my father-in-law, and after 9 months, I became the mother of a son and a daughter. Seeing the grandchildren in front of me, my father-in-law's condition improved a bit, and he started walking on his own feet. Now he loves those children a lot. He also loves Sarah's child a lot. But every time he used to say that everyone should take too much care of this child. He is very weak and he was also very ill. Now you people tell me, did Sarah do the right thing? After all these things, there was a change in his attitude too. Now, she does not give anything to her family except ours, 50,000 per month. She says that all this has happened to me because of you people. My children have become a test for me. If a lie is told about children, it becomes true. If someone has to take leave and that person says that his child is sick, then by Allah, the son becomes sick. Therefore, one should never lie about children. In the end, I pray to Allah Rabbul Izzat that Allah Pak may bless all childless couples with pious and righteous children. Ameen Ya Rabbul Alameen.